What's up, good people? It's your boy Laws, OSS 980, other side of sports. Before we get into anything, go ahead, subscribe, like, comment. What we gonna talk about today gonna ruffle some feathers, right? A little bit, but as we always do, gotta keep it 100. Gotta keep it 100. Last night, the Atlanta Falcons took Michael Penix Jr. in the first round. And they have a quarterback in Kirk Cousins, who they paid 100+ million to, and they made this decision. And a lot of people are up in arms and like have a lot to say about it. Before we get into my thoughts on the situation, take
Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey man, you ready to be a Falcon, bro?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Hey man, you think we flew across the country not to make you a Falcon, bro?
Come on. I'm excited, man. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Hey man, let's get out here, man. Get right? I'm loving
Yes,
it, bro.
sir.
Hey, go Terry. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Michael Penix Jr.
What's up? How you
doing, man? You at home in Tampa?
Yes, sir.
Who's there with you?
I'm with everybody. The whole
Come
town
on.
here.
Are they excited?
Yeah, they excited. Everybody excited.
Hey, look, man, we're really excited, and obviously you're a special person, you're a special player, and that's why we're turning this card in right now, right? We want you to come here and be a part of something special, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to put you on the phone with our owner, Arthur Blank, all right?
All right, sounds good.
Hey, Michael, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing?
So we're excited you'll be a Falcon, and look forward to seeing the continued success of your incredible career.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. We look forward to meeting you and your whole family.
Yes, sir.
All get here and be safe, and we'll give you a big Atlanta hug tomorrow. Okay, buddy?
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
Okay. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye.
All right. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Chicago is now on.
what was your observations from that little exchange there? See, the Atlanta Falcons, there's some disconnect in the organization. And I don't know where it really lies, but you see two types of reactions to making this decision, right? You see Raheem Morris, he looked like me with the Washington Commanders getting Jaden Daniels, dog. Bama looked excited, right? He's excited, clearly. Terry Fontenot looked excited and really, into the whole situation. And then you get the Arthur Blank. And he just looks like he's just going through the motions. And this is just the reality of what the game of football is becoming, right? As people of color are being put in these positions to make these decisions, a lot of the things that for centuries have happened to white players, like we saw this situation play with RG3 and Kirk Cousins. Matter of fact, the tables have turned, and it was a much different situation because they drafted them together in the same draft, and it kind of pinned them against each other. And for those who follow this market, right, this is why we started the show, matter of fact, because of just how, they would align themselves to one guy on nothing other than how the guy made them feel, right? There's commonalities that people have, cultural backgrounds, connections, and people understand certain things about each other that draw them in connection. And sometimes those connections extend beyond football. I talk about it all the time. When I go play golf, like the bonds that you can forge playing golf or with people who play golf, it's just different. It's a different culture. People who are in that culture of golf, like if you know somebody's in it, it's just like you have a special affinity for them just by default because they understand that like cultural connection, right? On the course and all the things that go into the game. Like it's the same way culturally. And so it looks to me like this was a decision that they wanted to make. I'm talking about Fontenot and Raheem Morris, like this is our guy. And for whatever reason, right, Kirk Cousins, how they end up getting him on their roster, or what was the demand from Arthur Blank to get them a quarterback, and what the decision may have been like, as far as like, because when you bring in the coaches, you're like, okay, you guys can pick the players or whatever, and you never imagine, if you're Arthur Blank, that they're gonna be like zeroed in on the quarterback when you got a quarterback on your roster. There's some disconnect. Now, if it works, Arthur Blank will chill out. But it's like, if there's any kind of like, I don't know what the plan is, but it seemed like they just like, the way they were talking on the phone, it's like, bruh, you are our guy, and we about to put it all in your hands and let you run with it. And Kirk is an afterthought of this whole process. I don't know how, when you paid him $100+ million, but here we are, right? And so now everybody's like kind of up in arms about the whole situation, right? If the Atlanta Falcons feel like Michael Penix Jr. is their guy, I mean, the dude had a phenomenal season, phenomenal career. He's accurate, ball placement on 1,000. Accuracy is good. Like, arm strength, talent is all like. If the tables were turning, you're like looking at like a generational talent, right? Are you still up in arms? I don't know, right? I think that Michael Penix Jr. ceiling is very, very high. And if you have a chance to get him for your franchise, I mean, I find it a little difficult to do that if you pay Kirk Cousins $100+ million. If you didn't, and you got a stopgap guy on your roster and you want to go get your quarterback, sure. But the fact that you paid him for the foreseeable future, it really kind of hamstrings you. This decision shows that there's a lack of continuity and vision for the future of this roster in this team. That is not same. Arthur Blank did not look excited about having to talk to Michael Penix Jr. on the phone, though. He did not look excited about it. And, I think that this is just the start of a tug of war to come. And I don't know what kind of line in he has to Arthur Blank, and what this, and if they're on the phone, and because, how Kurt's ego is fragile, as we know. So you can anticipate that he's going to be calling his agent and figuring out, it's already being reported, and going to see how, and he probably wants out. Now, who's going to take that contract, and what are they going to be able to get for it? Can they get anything for it? I mean, those are all questions that now is on the table, because I don't think Kurt is just going to sit in the pocket. He's already rehabbing. That's going to add a level of stress to his rehab, because now he's feeling like he got to prove himself. I'm sure that they want him there to kind of push the young guy, but is that going to be the case? These cultural background clashes and stuff like that. And we just know it's America, people. Racism and race and the tension, like, we're not going to act like it's not there. We can. It's Atlanta. That is a predominantly, African American centric area and location football team. Like, for them, they're like, we need it. We want somebody who represents the city, represents this area, and like can kind of be ingratiated into the culture of Atlanta that we know is a large Black populated, right? So to me, they're looking at it strategically, and I don't think the fan base was, all excited about Kirk Cousins being their guy. And so now they're pivoting as a franchise, but it's just interesting to watch. I just tell you, because it's only going to get exacerbated. Like this whole narrative and thing. And, of course, they're going to trash the organization. They're going to try, but we know what kills all of that: success. If you have success, you'll be good. I think from a league standpoint, they didn't like this. I think from, a team, Arthur Blank seemed to just be apathetic about the selection and the pick. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, because he's going to have to answer questions come training camp about why they have Michael Penix Jr. on the roster along with their $100 million quarterback. And that's it's a tug of war now. And this is what happens when it's happened to black players all the time, dog. It just happens to black players all the time. They got guys on the roster that probably could play, or is better, or they just get overlooked, or they just get suppressed, or they don't get time to really develop, and then they just turn to the guy that they're comfortable with, right? That they align culturally with. They never say this. This is not always said. It's just like it's a short leash. Like, oh, this guy's not doing this, blah blah blah, and then they just go to the other guy. And we saw it here firsthand. Like, we saw it here. People want to admit it. Oh, Robert was just done. He was never the same, and he was just terrible and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, no, he definitely regressed, and he wasn't the same guy that he was when he first got here in 2012. But we also saw the power shift, and we saw the narratives that followed why he just wasn't the guy. And ultimately, right, nobody can just say, we just like Kirk better because we just identify with Kirk. Like, from a cultural standpoint, the coaches that were here, they just identify with Kirk more than they did RG3. And RG3, personality issues aside, probably a difficult guy, a diva in some ways, and all of these other, things that were cast upon him, but they probably were exacerbated because they just didn't mesh or connect with him. And in this situation, maybe the Atlanta Falcons got Kirk Cousins in the building. They started to have more discussions with him. I mean, you would like this to happen before you give a dude $100 million, but he's had success in NFL. If Aaron was here, he'd tell you he's trash, but he get the blowing on his hands and throwing interceptions. I mean, in the big moments, well, we know what Kurt is, right? He's a what do you call it? A stat pattern loser. We know that, right? But he's been a solid NFL quarterback, right? Maybe they're just thinking we need somebody here that can, allow us to not be terrible. If we just had quarterback play, we'd be good. And so this is the Kirk Cousins move was to just get some stability at the quarterback position, because how important it is. You can't win it all if you don't have a quarterback. But at the same token, it's like you go and get your franchise guy that's probably going to sit. I don't know. You might not even be around in 3 years to be able to see this pick come to fruition. This is like a Steph Curry type move. You know what I'm saying? And then Steve Kerr come in and coach the guy that you got. So you might even get to see it, Raheem Morris, unless you fast track this move and do something with Kirk. I don't know what Terry Fontenot's what the deal is, how you having to manage the books and make this work. But you got an issue on your hands, brother, because this joint, the fan base they're going to be loving it. But the fan base does not run the media. So the media there, which probably looks like our media here in DC, is not going to be for this move. And you're going to have to weather all of that in the face of, people saying this is a dumb move and this is stupid and whatever. No matter how you feel about it, right? No matter, even if this is a generational talent, I mean, it'll take him cooking for you to be able to be like, see, this was the right pick, right? But that's a lot of hurdles you got to jump and get over for people to actually rationalize this move and say it was a good one, right? I'm of the mindset, if you found your guy, you got to get your guy, though. I don't care. It's just you're running a franchise organization, and that's just that's what you got to do. Now, coming off the Achilles and the injuries, if there's question marks, I mean, you got to consider it too. If there was personality things that you kind of worried about, that's bringing, concerns to you, right, from his ability to be able to do it, and then maybe his recovery and all of these things, then you got to do it, bro. You got to do it. You cannot go into your franchise, even as the head coach, with no quarterback on your team. And I mean, it's a tough, gutsy move because you're going to take a lot of criticism. And, the league does not want this to be the trajectory, of how teams are being managed. But props to you, Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot for making a bold move. What are y'all thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments. I know this is a juicy one. So let me know. I mean, Tuesday we will get Ernie here. He will give his input and hear what he got to think about it. But let me know what y'all think. Follow, subscribe. It's your boy Laws. Peace.